Hey, how you doing, everybody? Yeah, today we're getting back into the story, Starry Night. We're going to take a very close look at this story. When you're on the Nearpod slides and I read the story, I would like you to do things that I ask you to do when I read the slide. So, for example, if I say everyone circle the title, I created a draw it activity so you can take your writing utensil and circle the title. Okay, we do a lot of that in school. Remember, title is the name of the story. Oh, it looks like they're introducing a character. This is the teacher, Mr. Cortez. Mr. Cortez is the teacher. He's the first character. But let's read the story. Josie and Ling were friends. Oh, hold on 1 second. Who is in the story? Well, we know that there's characters named Josie, named Mr. Cortez, and her friend Ling. They were also neighbors. Okay, so they lived nearby each other. They were happy they lived near each other. Josie and Ling couldn't wait for school to end. They planned to sleep outside in a tent in Josie's backyard. In class, Mr. Cortez said, "Your homework is to look at the nighttime sky." The class grumbled. "Oh, come on." "Why the unhappy sounds?" he asked. "Watching the sky at night will be a lot of fun." Well, Mr. Cortez knows a thing or two about that nighttime sky and observing it and how cool that could be. I don't own a telescope. I won one once and it broke. It's kind of hard to take care of and you need a big space to keep it. But there were a couple times where I looked at the moon outside and in the dark and I put it up and I saw it pretty closely. It's really, really beautiful. But the first page is all about, think about the characters' feelings. That's what I want you to think about. The girls are not happy about having a homework assignment on the weekend. But the teacher's trying to persuade them that it's going to be fun. He's trying to talk them into it and say, "Oh no, it's going to be fun. You're going to have a good time. Trust me, trust me, trust me." Homework on the weekend? I don't do that. I know Miss Adler doesn't do that. Well, let's see, maybe it'll be fun. Maybe I should start doing that. Just kidding. So this is the part of the story I'm really going to focus on today. And I want to talk about how they're thinking about this night and how they're looking at it as far as a really fun time or maybe something that where they're kind of like, "Oh boy, here goes." So you can notice from the picture, this is an illustration. It's not a photograph. A photograph's a real picture. This is an illustration, meaning some artist drew this and then colored it. But it can show you the character's feelings. Look. The girls are sharing, she's giving her a pair of binoculars, and she's looking around at things, and they're starting to have fun. Camping in the backyard can be tremendous amounts of fun. The girls arrived at Josie's house. They were delighted to sleep outside. "I'm so happy," said, "It's an adventure." It's like our vocabulary word. "I'm so happy," Josie said. Ling added, "I brought flashlights so we can play games in the tent." "Girls," Josie's dad say, "let's do your homework first. It's getting late." They're trying to have fun and go camping. What's going on with Dad? Well, he's being responsible, and he knows that doing your homework is the right thing to do. And once they get it out of the way, they can do some of those fun things they wanted to do. It's the same thing with you guys at home. If you start your day early, or if you get your things done before lunchtime, you might have more free time in the afternoon to do different things. Reading or anything you'd like to do. Spending more time with your family. "So, can we play games in the tent? Girls, let's do your homework. It's getting dark," Dad says. "Do we have to?" Josie asked. "Yes, I already set up the telescope." Maybe he doesn't say it like that. He probably says excitedly. Sometimes, remember, good readers go back and reread. I read this and I messed it up a little, so I'm going to go back and reread just so I make sure I'm getting the feeling and the understanding that I need. "Do we have to?" Josie asked. "Yes, I already set up the microscope." Because he's really into it. He's really looking forward to it. Today we're going to be adding our second part of the plot on our sequencing chart. It started with first. Now, first they're in school. Okay, so yesterday you should have wrote something along the lines of, they're excited about the trip, Or you could have written something along the lines of, they're not looking forward to the homework assignment over the weekend because they're excited about the trip. So something along those lines. Today is much different. Well, it's very similar, actually, because they still have that same feeling. Is like, oh, what is my dad doing? He's setting up the homework, and I'm trying to have a fun sleepover on a weekend with my friend. But he doesn't realize that that's going to be an adventure, and it's going to be an activity. But what's important to focus on here is, how do they feel about it? They're still, not wanting to do it. They're still not really interested in doing that, and they're going to be a good sport about it and try, but they don't want to do the idea of homework over the weekend is not really what they had in mind. So some important ideas we can add to our plot sequencing chart today. Well, how do the characters feel? Ling and Josie, they really want to play the games in the tent, but it's really important that they do their homework and that they take a look at what Dad is asking them to look at. Well, that concludes my video for today, and tomorrow we're going to go into how these characters' feelings change, and that happens a lot in stories. Someone who feels a way in the beginning of the story goes through all that stuff that happens in the story. Remember the mountain? And then at the end, the character either feels the same or he feels different. And if the character feels different at the end, they may have learned something really important and grown from that. And that's kind of a cool thing to think about. But the pigeon grew from this at the end because he'd learned that sharing a hot dog was the best thing to do, to make other people feel comfortable, other people feel happy. In the beginning of the story, he did not want to share it. He kept giving him reasons and excuses why he didn't want to share it. Well, the feelings about him sharing at the end changed when he was being kind and being respectful to his friends. Boys and girls, everybody have a great day. I'll see you next time. One more thing. The farmer's wife's feelings changed the most in this story. Pig didn't change. Pig always loved mud. He told her in the beginning, he told her in the end. But the farmer's wife realized that a little bit of mud could be really important for some pigs and make pigs that are part of the family feel very special. Adios, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day!